All right. Hi, everybody. This is Vinny from Your Soul Plan. Just gonna wait for a couple seconds just to make sure that everything is going well, that I'm on, and that everybody can hear me. All right. Hey, okay. Thank you for letting me know, Amber. All right. Okay, so today's topic is going to be about Jupiter and Taurus. We're actually going to go move into this new sign, and this was something very important I wanted to talk about. This is why I chose the quote by Fat Joe, which he says, "Yesterday's price is not today's price." And so I wanted to get into a little bit more instead of going into it from a business aspect, but from more of a spiritual wealth talk. So, sorry, you guys. Like, I'm having um, allergies. So, okay. All right, I'm going to get started. So, okay, yesterday's price is not today's price. So, as we're about to move into a new sign, this current sign of Jupiter is in Aries right now. And so I'm sure people have noticed like this is going to be a really big shift as it moves into Taurus on May 16th, which is next Tuesday. So these Jupiter transits, they go on for, I guess you could say, bring opportunities for you for the next year. So it goes through the whole zodiacal chart, um, each sign through the, I guess you could say, for every 12 years. And this time around, with it going into Jupiter and Taurus, this is a big change coming from Aries, just because Aries is more known for being more in your face. It's all about all brand new initiations and just go, go, go. While it's going into a more slower moving sign. Taurus is a fixed earth sign. So it's the way how it goes, how this time around it is going to be more about stability. It's going to be more slower moving. But instead of just always igniting as from going from Aries, this is more about the consistency and the stability and uh, just the more solidarity when it comes to building in Taurus. So now again, I chose this quote. Yesterday's price is not today's price, is because Taurus is about our self worth. It really does evolve around self worth and discerning about where we are investing our time and our energy. So, Taurus itself, it's definitely known for the notion of, that time is money. And more things is going to be coming up this year, at least, where you're going to be noticing where you may be contemplating of things that you know your values may be changing because you're trying to decide on what may hold more value to you. So with it being in the sign of Jupiter, it like it is a benefic sign. I'll say it like this. But of course, with learning things in Jupiter, it is about more of, expanding. It is going to be more about the material abundance, just because, again, Taurus is about the things that you have, especially when it comes to your resources. Um, so Jupiter and Taurus, like, we will be definitely seeing more of a financial standpoint where you are going to want to see more of the tangible things. But of course, all good things comes on, we get bad things if you don't know how to keep it in moderation, just because, again, it's about expansion. So, especially for my Taurus risings out there, just because this Jupiter will be in your first house. So, this sign could literally make you bigger physically. Just so, you know, like, you just have to definitely keep yourself in moderation when it comes to your indulgences and to your things that, the things that you love and that you find your pleasure in. Um, Now, as we're learning about this from a spiritual standpoint, Taurus does rule our self worth. And again, like, I chose that quote just because it's more about us, how you would say, like, it's about us finding a goal where we're able to become more efficient in the activities that's going to help us grow and learn how to become more, rather than staying stagnant or being around people that's keeping us stagnant. So, like, I wanted to share a story, like, where I was seeing online recently. So, not to be like, I guess, perverted, but so I've seen this meme, or I guess this video yesterday, and it was a woman. I guess you can call her a dominatrix, and somebody was interviewing her, just stating, like, how did she get into the business and how much, was she charging? So the interesting thing about it is that she was sharing how, in order for anybody to get in touch with her, they have to give a contribution just to talk to her. And there was, like, she was just saying, like, oh, just to get her attention, you gotta, like, throw her like $50 or something like that. Like, and it didn't even guarantee that she will even talk to you. But for the services that what men were going to her for, she says that she had a rate of $1,000 an hour, like, and not without any hesitation. I was just thinking to myself, like, like, wow, like, on my end, I'm thinking, like, wow, maybe I need to, like, change professions, but all honesty, uh, the point that I'm trying to drive home here is that when you know your worth, you're not going to, back down or hesitate when it comes to telling people what you are meant, what you're meant to do, or what you came to do. It's just, and I just couldn't believe it. She just solidly said, like, it was like, nope, just $1,000 if you wanted, if you wanted to get my services from me. And of course, the guy, he's like, being just like disbelief, but it really does show the epitome of the confidence. And when you know your value, this is all what this planet is going to do, is just emphasize it. Uh, and it just, especially with it being in an earth sign such as Taurus, this will be bringing in financial goods for you in the long run. But the thing is, uh, some people, if they know about Jupiter, like people think that Jupiter is just gonna like make it rain on them. Again, this is not the case just because it is in a slow moving sign. So the analogy like I have to use with Jupiter, it is more about planting your seeds, as hence Taurus does rule gardening. And we have to remember Taurus is about perseverance and more long term and just building. Now, not to make it sound like that, that you have to remember, like Taurus does not do anything quick. This is like the turtle sign. They are about, you know, moving at their own pace. If they see it to be valuable to them, they are the ones that's known for uh, being the most reliable, just because they aren't the ones to change their minds quickly nor easily. So some people may be bothered by it, but at this time, like we really do have to start thinking more on the long term, the long term rings right now. And honestly, with again with the this Jupiter being in Taurus, it really is going to bring more. It really is more about the work that we're putting in to ourselves and especially into our businesses, what we're doing right now, and as we continue on building for the next year. And then more likely by the end of, I would say more likely by the end of this year, we should start seeing what we were, putting into our businesses, and then ourselves will start seeing the results from them. So this is actually a really great time for Jupiter to be in Taurus, just because it is going to have some positive transits, which this Jupiter is going to be sextiling with Saturn this time around. I guess we'll say in June. I'm sorry, I don't have a date right now, but in June it is going to be sextiling with Saturn, which it really does increases the means of sustainability. Saturn means like long term and maturation. And then, of course, with the expansion of Jupiter, this is really a blessed time to be having it in a financial abundant sign such as Jupiter in Taurus. Um, some of the things what we have to watch out for as the months go on this year, um, this Jupiter will be involved in a T square, or if you're like really looking at it like from a different, if you just like including all the planets, I'm looking at it from a Grand Cross square, and primarily just looking at this Jupiter square Pluto. This is where it can be a tough time for people. So, and I'm saying it in a way where, again, Jupiter is known for expansion, but when it's squaring a really powerful planet such as Jupiter, I mean, excuse me, such as Pluto, it is more about expanding on your desires and your ambition, but more in a negative way, just because with it being in a challenging sign, you may more likely be willing to challenge others at this time, especially if it's going against what your beliefs are or your standards, or if it feels like that somebody is trying to like flex their strength against you, that you it can bring like, I guess more fights can come out, or arguments where people are just flexing on each other. And another thing where it can bring out is, I honestly would say, hoarding, because remember, Taurus is about what you truly value. So if you are one of those people that value things in a more quick matter, such as like you're looking for quick gratitude, like this could be something about like hoarding for you, just because you could be obsessing about the money. And if like if that's what truly matters to you. Hold on a second. Okay, so yes, again, if that really matters to you, you may be the type to just uh-oh. Sorry about that. Okay, because my computer is like doing its own thing right now. Okay, so again, like if it truly matters to you that you're looking for that quick gratification, like it can be a time where we may see more people to be doing more. I would say being more extra when it comes to unnecessary spending on things where they don't need it, but they just want to have extra. So this is almost like that, the whole toilet paper, the whole toilet paper deal, like when we went through for the beginning of the pandemic. So like even though they're everybody, is kind of like thinking for themselves and getting a lot more of resources rather than thinking about the group. So hopefully that we don't get down to that point again, but don't be surprised, especially with it being about our resources and of course the finances on that end. um so yes. um yeah, this is a real quick topic, but again, like this is still very much going to be a blessed time for great opportunities for wherever Taurus may be in your personal natal chart. So, again, for uh, Taurus risings, this will be occurring in your first house. So, you may be experiencing more changes when it comes to just your perspective on yourself and just, how you put yourself out there in this world. But then also, again, just, don't get greedy as you enjoy yourself. Okay, this is the end of my topic for today. So I want to throw out there and let anybody know that if you are new into entrepreneurship, I am having a sale on one of my programs that helps women to be able to overcome their uh, productive issues. And if you like don't have a clue like where to start in your entrepreneurship journey, just definitely get in touch with me. I have a sale going on for $777 right now. This is normally at the value of $1,200. This is where we're getting together for we're getting together for about 3 months, where we're working 6 weeks at a time, but then we're still going to have additional one-on-one meetings for another 3 times for an additional 3 months. So if you're interested for more details, of course, get in touch with me. Other than that, I thank you for joining me today, and you guys enjoy your Friday. Bye.